And now this is going to cause me to get bombarded. It's a test that can tell you if you have a curse. It's a 30-day test. But the basis of how it works, if you have a curse, well, let's see, it works like this. People think of a curse and they think of somebody cursed me, they said some words and that cursed me. Well, that's not how that works. Or they think of the proper way. Somebody has an altar. It has 2 or 3 candles on it. It has a skull. It has a parchment. It has a quill. That basically means a piece of paper on a pen. And there's incense. And then there's certain other accoutrements, like you have wolfsbane or batwing or something insane. Crazy names doesn't mean it's literally wolfsbane or batwing. But all those things are used in spell making, but that's not how a spell is really made. A spell is made when a Satanist or a witch prays to Satan to attach a demon to somebody. So if that demon goes to you, say, I'm hired to put a spell on you, and I used to be the high wizard. So I would make a spell. It's a one-shot thing. Demon goes to you, sees you're in a state of grace, and he leaves. You don't get a curse. I do a tri-curse because they really dislike you a lot, and they paid me, say the first one was $100,000. This one they pay me $1 million. I do a tri-curse. Demon comes to you today at noon. Oh, you're in a state of grace? He leaves. He comes back in 3 weeks, but he comes back at midnight. Oh, you're still in a state of grace, so he leaves. Then you wait 6 weeks, and he comes back at 4 p.m., but you're still in a state of grace, and he leaves. And I don't get the success of that one. But let's say their hate for you is immense, and they pay me $10 million to put a hex on you. The demon goes to you, sees that you're in a state of grace, but he knows that an abortion was done to do this hex. So he says, oh, you're in a state of grace? No problem. I'll wait. And he just hangs around. Hangs around and hangs around. You're the greatest Catholic in the world. You never sin. But he doesn't care because time to him stands still. He doesn't experience time like we do. So he just stands around, kicks the ground for a little bit, studies the worms, watches the sun set and rise and set and rise and set and rise. Changing of the seasons, he doesn't care. But one day, you sinned. And then he attaches to you. And you may not know you're cursed for 30 years. But after 30 years, you realize there's a pattern in the tragedies of your life. And it's not just your life, it's your kids' lives, it's your grandkids' lives. And you wonder if you have a curse. So you contact me, and I give you this curse test that takes 30 days to do. But at the end of it, you know for certain that you have a curse. And now we have to work on either breaking it or finding out where it came from. And either one can be done. I recommend trying to break it first. But 90% of the world thinks they have a curse. And 90% of the world does not have a curse. People will take this test convinced that they're cursed. And then it turns out they don't have a curse. I tell people, your options are you have a curse, God's trying to bring you closer to him, or this is just the way your life is rolling right now. Bad things happen to everybody. It doesn't mean you're cursed. And sometimes you've walked far away from God, and God wants to bring you back. So he lets some bad stuff happen to you, knowing that with enough bad things, you'll turn back. But everybody's brain goes to the I have a curse point, and that's all they can think about for sometimes decades before they find somebody that has a test like I do and can tell them one way or the other. But they seem lost and confused when they find out they're not cursed because they had put all their eggs into that basket. Like I said, before we got on the air, they're convinced that Uncle Bob cursed them because he was mean to them one day, and then their whole life went to hell after they have a curse. And Uncle Bob didn't curse them. And he was like, what do I do now? I said, you need to go forgive Uncle Bob. And take care of whatever that relationship is. Because he didn't do whatever you've conjured up in your mind that he did to you, he's innocent of.